One of the great quotes also, you got it from a podcast that had interviewed Trace Armstrong. And
oh,
he said,
yeah. Thank God I listened to that.
We're all robbing the same train. I was so taken aback. It's not that he's saying anything I didn't already know.
Right.
But the bluntness.
I thought that was the kicker to the story. I was like, oh, there's the story. The story just ended there. Yeah. That's a great finisher.
Yeah, it could have been. I found that because I've started to do this where I type the person's name into the podcast app just to see if they've done an interview, because I knew Trace wasn't going to talk to me because I tried to talk to him and it became very clear he was not going to answer any questions for this. So I was like, all right, well, let's see if he's like talked about the way he does business anywhere else. There were two that I listened to. One was a Dolphins podcast because he played for the Dolphins. And then one was a University of Florida podcast because he had played for the Gators. And he said that in response to a question about how Athletes First represents a ton of players. They also have a giant coaching division and they represent front office executives. So they represent every type of individual that's represented in the NFL. And so the host was just like, oh yeah, you're still helping the players out. And he was like, yeah, we're all robbing the same train, which is the owner, you know? So like, I mean, some agents don't see it as a conflict of interest at all, but there are agents I talk to that think that the NFLPA should do something about players and general managers being represented by the same agents. And they could, but they haven't.